Well, good morning, everybody. We uh we had a rough week, man. I'm telling you, them fish are just right now. They ain't doing squat. We went the other day for 2 hours and a half. Well, about 2.5 hours. Gregory caught two bluegill and a small bass. That's it. I had all my rods out there. I had a green perch on one, or a green sunfish for the most of the country. Kansas, everything's a dang perch. Um, so then I got to think what all I had on there. Been a couple days. um, see, I had worm on one on the light rod. On the Uncle Lou's rod, I had the green sunfish, and then on the Freddy rod, I had stink bait. And they wasn't having it. And we was at the lease, so loaded with channel cat, loaded with 3-pound bullhead. Something should have bit, but did nothing bite. But the water's turning over in Kansas. Like all of our ponds and lakes, they done did the flip flop. There's like moss floating everywhere. The water is just nasty. Yesterday, I went to Hutch, and I went because my ponds are gross right now. Like my pond in the last 10 years, 12 years has only gone about a foot low. Well, now we're in such a drought, it's a foot and a half low. Well, for a spring fed pond, that's nuts. Now our local lake is 7.5 feet low now. You can't even launch a boat no more. It's ridiculous. So, anyways, we got issues. Our fish ain't doing nothing. But I went to Hutch yesterday and I bought this stuff at Tractor Supply called Blue Bayou. So I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but it makes your pond turn blue and kills off a bunch of algae, but it's safe for your fish. So the jug I bought, it treats like 4 acres. Well, the one pond's only just under an acre, and the other little pond is like a sixth of an acre. So literally, we're going to throw like a little cup in one pond and a quart worth of the other stuff in the other pond. What it does is it makes the water blue and then blocks some of the light, so it kills off the algae down. Just makes it all die and settle to the bottom. So it gives it a chance. But the one little pond, man, I'm telling you what, that little pond is just covered with moss. You got maybe a 20-foot by 10-foot area that's open. And you can see clear to the bottom is 4 foot deep in this pond. But it's up by the house. And the reason why it's so clear and still has actually water in it is the ground source heat pump for the AC for the house runs up through there and then runs out into the pond. And it's not a closed loop system because the aquifer there is water's 4 foot deep underground. Yeah, sometimes and that's now, years ago, when you dug a fence post, you had to put a brick on the top or a cinder block on the top of it or a bag of cement to hold the post down in the water to bury the dirt back in around it to put your barbed wire up. So, but anyways, enough of me ranting and raving here about how crappy the fishing is right now in my area. Let's go, and how nasty my pond is. Let's say hi to everybody. I see Joe Buck, Keith, good morning. Norman, Ernie Brown, Ernest, River Rat, Lisa, Annie Fan, Tim, Catfish Dog, Joshua, let's see, Thompson Outdoors. Welcome in, Josh. He said that he was going to have us playing in the store. I appreciate that. As y'all know, and if you don't know, I'm a clean show. We don't do no cussing on this channel. So if I do have you up, just make sure y'all keeping your mouth clean. Now, you want some vulgarity, Go to my other channel where I work in the shop and do my car stuff. That's Lemon Fab, LEMENFAB. That channel gets a little bit, yeah. You're going to need the bleepy button, and don't play it in front of kids until you watched it first. It's not that bad, but I do cuss in that one. I'm in the shop. I'm myself. Here, I don't want to say that this is a persona, because I do care about y'all deeply. I do love to tie jigs, so I might as well show you me tying jigs, and maybe you can learn something, and maybe you can tie some jigs yourself, or see how easy it is, and be like, look at this guy. He can tie jigs. I can tie jigs. Well, that's the whole point. We're supposed to share in this fishing community. So, and I want, kids to see this and stuff like that. And I keep my mouth, conscious, but I stumble with my words sometimes and my thoughts wander, because I'm trying to resist not saying foul language. So, and that little phrase, I probably wanted to say a cuss word about 8 times, but I had to stop and think not to say it. I grew up where my parents didn't care. I had a couple bikers for parents, so a couple hippies. They didn't care what we did as long as we didn't get in trouble with the law, as long as we wasn't, cheating nobody or doing anything like that. So, but I'm telling you, man, I did not pour that one very well. Or I shouldn't say I didn't pour it very well. I didn't clean that one up very well. There, now it's clean. So today we are finishing off. I didn't get anything tied yesterday. I wanted to get these off out in the mail yesterday. So, Ernest, I apologize. These are for Ernest. These are old river rat gonna get these things wet. Hopefully, he catch some crappie. He either eat them or use them for bait. If y'all don't know, y'all want some good bait. Y'all want some really good bait. Catch your crappie legally, and if it's legal in your state, cut that thing up into chunks, about 1.5 inches square, about 1 inch square strips. You take the crappie. Here's a crappie. Take the crappie and just go chop, 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 chop. Make about 5 pieces out of it. If it's a small crappie, start heaving it out. Them channel cat will eat that thing up. Them crappies stink just as bad as shad do, or skipjack, in my opinion. When you cut them up, they just work really well. Now, just make sure it's legal where you're at. Here, if you catch any game fish you catch legally, you can use it for bait. So, I like the lakes around here that only have 15-inch limit on bass, because y'all know big old flathead will eat a 15-inch bass. I just haven't caught no flatheads in I caught a couple small ones, like I get these little bitty babies, and then I catch ones that are about like yay big. So, and yeah, forgive me for my hands. Y'all know when I work in the shop, they get so stained up, I can't wash that stuff out. I have tried. I don't know what else to use. I've used Fast Orange. I've used all kinds of gimmicks, and yeah, the only thing that works is paint stripper. No, I got some wax and grease remover, but it dries my hands out so bad and it burns like crazy. So it's probably, and it says right on there, don't put directly on skin, but even brake clean don't take it out of your skin. Once it stains your skin, it stains your skin. The problem is I work on stuff that's 50 years old, 40 years old. The last project I had was the Jeep. It was 25 years old. And that tar and all that stuff that gets up underneath there from the road, and then you get all that brake asbestos and the catalytic dust and stuff at the back end, which there's some stuff that comes out of exhaust. I've seen this show where a dude goes around to the bridges and sweeps up the sand off the bridges, and then takes it back and does a electrolysis thing to pull the heavy metals out, and he pulls out platinum and all that good stuff out of the dirt, and gets one bridge gives him like a whole big old giant Ford catalytic converter worth of stuff, which I thought that was amazing. But just think about all that stuff that's on the side of the highways that from all these cars, all these years, all that heavy metal, especially back in the leaded fuel days. You'd have had lead coming out the rear end. Let's see. Somebody said, okay, we get to sit here and go. Oh, wow, that was cool. Can't use game fish in Illinois. Well, can here. Yeah, Ernest, these are yours. So hopefully they are great crappie killers. What I need to do is I need to probably do more lives for y'all. My health is getting a lot better. I mean, I feel a lot better. Finally getting all that clogged stuff out of my blood veins. I haven't had anything that comes in a box. You know, I just eat meat and plants now. No sugar whatsoever, no carbohydrates. Boy, that feather, thin as can be. Well, you don't have to get doubled up. You know, I don't like that. I don't like that feather. Come off of there. You go in the trash. But I feel better. I'm losing some weight. I've only lost like 10. See, I lost some weight at the beginning when after I had my heart attack. Then I gained weight back. What is up with this feathers? I don't like that one either. Hopefully, got enough black. I know I do because I got another bag, but man, there, that looks better. I'm sorry, I just don't like trash. Hey, Austin, Tim, Lisa, fishing the Mid South. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully, I didn't miss nobody. If I did, I apologize. When I gotta refocus my eyes because I'm old and gray haired, y'all know. Some of y'all know. Trust me, some of y'all know. You're sitting here looking at the bottom of your eyeballs to tie this jig. Then when you look up, you're looking through this part of your eyeballs to look up there, you know, your glasses. So you're like, got to refocus every time. Then after looking, you know, I look at the camera when I talk to you guys a lot. Then the chat's right behind that. So then I have to refocus to look at that. So I'm kind of trying to multitask here, but all right. Get this wound them up. I can't. And trying to do this black with the black, I usually hold it up so I can see the difference in my sparklies, my little flash. But with the computer being black, and this flash is black, because I'm putting some extra oomph in it. Get it in there. Get in there. All right, save you for a minute. I'm putting a little extra on that tail to go for that crappie to go. What was that? In our family, it's squirrel. Where? What is that off of, Naomi?
What?
Where they scream squirrel. That was Over the Hedge, or
Well,
it was one of them movies.
yeah.
I think it's Over the Hedge. Oh, I can't remember. We used to watch a lot of cartoons when the kids was little. It kept them entertained. They learned a lot from them too. I mean, a lot of the cartoons we watched, anyways. We let them watch some Disney stuff anymore. That stuff ain't worth a crap. Too political. They should just make movies and stay out of the politics. Most of them are too stupid to know any better. Ain't worth some celebrity getting up there trying to tell us what we should do because they're rich. You know, they're rich and they think they're better than us when every human in this world is exactly the same. Unless you're a bad person at heart and you cause harm to people, then you're just a piece of crap. But there's only good and evil in the world. Either you're good or you're evil. And if you're partly evil, according to the Bible, you're fully evil. A sin is a sin, no matter what it is. Remember that. Don't mean to preach, but I'm not anyone to give anybody any religious advice except for I believe in Jesus, and that's enough, in my opinion. Rest of you, if you don't believe, you don't believe, but I feel sorry for you. All right. Get that. We're going to have to put, man, these feathers are kind of wonky, man. We're going to have to stick something in there. Avid! Saying hi to everybody. But anywho, so I was talking to old Thompson Outdoors this morning, Josh. A good dude. We was talking about Gregory and about, you know, just some things about stuff and what have you, getting to know each other. Appreciate that. We're gonna swap some stickers and some get his up on our wall. He can put us on his door. That'll be pretty cool. And like y'all, if y'all don't know, I got a bunch of new stickers. So if y'all want a sticker, want to swap stickers, then if you don't have, if I've already got your sticker, I don't know if y'all can see the stickers up there. If I already got y'all sticker, then okay, I'll and you send it to me. I'll just regift it to somebody else, so we'll have a giveaway or something like that. But if I don't have your sticker, send me a sticker, and I'll send you a sticker. So, or if you don't have stickers and you just want a sticker, send me an email, doublehookangling@gmail, or hit me up on Facebook. You'll have to find me. And there's plenty of people out there that we are all probably friends with that you can find me in their friends list. So, and we'll get you some stickers. Once in a while, I feel the need to give a friend some jigs or something like that. So, randomly I might just send somebody, a little pack of jigs or something like that, Usually it's Gregory going, hey, Dad, I want them to have some jigs. So, kind of where that comes from. I mean, I'm generous enough, but probably too generous. I've had a few people try to take advantage of my generosity, give them a few jigs, and then wanting more stuff for free without, giving something back. I mean, I'm not saying that I won't give something to somebody that ain't got something to give, because if you ain't got something to give, I've been there. I don't have a lot to give right now neither. But we're supposed to share with our fellow man, and that's what I believe. If I have an abundance, then I should share. Now, granted, sharing does build, relationships with people to buy stuff and to get stuff, and that's cool. So, all right, there's another one. These little things are going to crush some crappie. So I'm doing, so what I did for you, Ernest, I'm kind of show you here. Whoops, I grabbed two of them, not one. All right, so Ernest, here you go. So we got this size. This is a 1/16. I'm going to throw you in some 1/32. So you have some little bitty light dudes too. You never know. You might need that real slow fall rate. And then I'm going to send you some, that's the wrong one. Then I'm going to send you some 8s. So some bigger ones with a 1/0 hook. So here's the 8s. So I'll give you a little mix. I'm going to give you more than what you wanted, of course. But I think you can deal with it. And if you can't deal with it, tough, Ernest, deal with it anyways. You just take them and use them. You know it. I would tie you some little 1/80ths, but I'll bet you probably can't even see them because I can't hardly see them myself. Nah. You want some dinky dinks for like some green sunfish up in the rocks or something, man? I might just throw you in a couple of them too. I'll have to go color some heads, but because I don't think I got no little baby pinks left. No. You know, at one time I had this thing full of over 1,000 jigs at the beginning of the year. So I've tied that many 164th and 180th. Wonder where they all went. Half of them in my box. That's a little light. Let's put on another feather. I'm not keeping up my chat any means whatsoever. I just stabbed my finger. All right, I see Kelly in here now. Hey, Kelly. Well, if that's the thought that I hope somebody gives me a kayak. Yeah. Send you a bait towel sign, Shelby Rig. Right on, right on, right on. Well, I'm gonna send you a few jigs, Thompson. You can go catch you something. I know you got a bait shop and all. You can just pull jigs off the shelf, but it's in it. All right, Randy, how you doing, bud? All right, I think I've caught up with all who's in here, but I don't know. Sometimes, ooh, that's a nice thick one. These bigger ones, sometimes you got to put 2 feathers on them. And what is the deal with that feather? Some of these feathers, I just like the ends are curled on them. I don't trim my feathers normally, but this thing has got about, it's like it got heat on it or something. I don't know. It just drives me nuts. Okay, I don't mean to be so picky about it, but hey, Big Mike, what you doing, bud? Hope everybody's doing pretty good today. I feel good so far, but I've had like 6 cups of coffee, so I feel pretty good. I got up too early this morning. I got up at like, well, I kept looking at the clock, and first time I got up, it was 4:30. Then it was 4:35. Then 4:40. It was like 4:44. I laid there, and I was like, "Oh man, I know I gotta go pee." So then I was like, "I better get up." So I got up, went to the bathroom, thought I gotta go back to sleep. Went back in the bedroom, laid back down. I was like, "No, this ain't happening." So then I got up at 5. Well, I think it was actually like 5:08 when I got out of bed. But I did last night. I didn't even see who won the Chiefs game. I still don't know who won.
Me either.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Who won the Chiefs game last night?
The Chiefs won 27.
Oh, good. The Chiefs won. I went to bed. I went to bed at like right about halftime. I couldn't stay up no longer. I hate when they have evening games. I don't know. I got to change my sleeping habits, but it's hard. I just get up so early. And there's times where I've stayed up till almost 10 this last week watching Jody's show or Dustin's show. Jody and Dustin was on there, so I don't remember whose show it was. But anyways, I was watching that and I fell asleep right in the middle of it. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Thank you, Stuart. How you doing? Wendy! Holler at Wendy. Wendy! Oh. All right, there's another one. I had to double that feather up, but still, there you go. The bigger ones are a lot easier to see. He's doing. Stuart said he's doing okay. Well, Wendy hit him and make him not do okay. No, I don't condone violence, but every once in a while, somebody just needs a good whooping. I've been teasing Stuart all week, him and his baby face. He shaved off his stuff. I'll make sure I get them about the same length before I tighten her down. See if I can see these things. You know, when you do black on black, it's kind of hard to see that. See, I just about pulled that out. Every once in a while, you hear a squeak, or at least I can. That's my bobbin. Kind of sounds like a mouse squealing. What size hook is this? This is a 1/0. 1/0 with a size 8th head. I don't know if that great. Nope. I pulled that all the way out. What are you doing, Dave? This is a 1/0 hook on a 8th head, and this jig overall is probably 2¼ inches long. So they're pretty good sized jigs. They work good for bigger crappie. You know, a 10-inch crappie, get that in his mouth, no problem. Even a smaller crappie, get that in there. You might get a little bit more misses with the 6 and 8 inch crappie, but you don't want to catch them anyways. You want them 10s. I had one guy the other day when him and I got into this conversation about what size crappie do you keep? He's like, well, I keep the little ones. He's like, I keep them 10 to 12 inches. He's like, it helps the population more. And I was like, dude, do realize that if you're catching a 3.5 pound crappie, it's at the end of its life. So the crappie only live 4 or 5 years on average, 10 years at the most. I think the record is like an 11-year-old crappie that somebody had and kept in a big, captive tank, giant tank like what they have at Bass Pro or something that big. So they don't live very long, and it's better to take them big ones. They've passed off enough of their genes, and so don't feel bad about taking them. You're better off taking the big ones because a 3.5 pound fish. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. A little bitty crappie, say you got a 10-inch crappie, that crappie's only going to weigh, depending on how skinny it is, 5/8 to 3/4 of a pound. So you might get a 10-inch crappie that'll go a pound, but that's going to be a really fat crappie. Well, that crappie is only going to eat that much weight of fish in a set amount of time to maintain that size. That bigger fish has got to eat. So if the big fish is 3 pounds, the small fish is 1 pound. That big fish got to eat 3 times as much as that small one to stay the same size. And that's just to maintain size without getting underweight. So I hope that makes sense that you would want to keep the bigger crappie. That's why they give you a limit and they tell you over 10 is they want you to keep the bigger crappie. Now, granted, if everybody was keeping all the dinky ones, there wouldn't be no big ones, but still, that's why there's limits, either size or length. And if you don't, that's me. If you don't like what it is, then you don't like what I say, then go research it. You can form your own opinion. That's just I have friends that are biologists that work for the state here, and like the state of Kansas, they won't stock white crappie because white crappie are invasive. White crappie just breed and run. They're rub breeders. They go up, rub each other, spawn, lay their eggs in the rocks, and swim on, or lay their eggs wherever and swim on. The black crappie sit there and guard the nest like bluegill do. The male does. The male will mate with many of females in one spot, and he'll sit there until those babies hatch. So they'll stop black crappie. But by that means that black crappie spread more genes because they're getting multiple females to one male. Also, the male's protecting it, so they have a little better chance of survival at the younger stage, but they're still going to get eaten like crazy by invasives. Like we have white perch here. Well, the white perch, they hatch and start their things and start eating all the babies, and they're just voracious little dudes. But now we have some really big white perch. We have white perch that are 14, 15 inches now. So yeah, speckled spotted paper mouth, whatever you want to call it. They got crappie's got about 25 different names and probably a lot more than that I don't know about. So here's my thing is we had a bunch of big old giant crappie in our pond. The neighbor come over and snuck in there and caught a bunch of them out, like was just taking them, just taking and taking and taking and taking. Well, he took so much that the babies multiplied out and ate all the bait fish in the whole pond. So now they're all stunning, and the only thing that are big are the white crappie. The black crappie are all small and stunted. We don't have no big black crappie in our pond again. So I've been doing some pond management lately, last 2 years. It's been difficult. I put in 15 cedar trees. I put in a bunch of rock. I built the dock. All this on my little 1 acre pond. So we did all that. We started, I had the fish farm come and they scooped out, 5,000 bluegill. And that really helped the pond rebound as far as the crappie. But the blacks are, 10 inches long. So we at least went from 7 and 8 inches to 10 inches now on the black crappie. But every white crappie I catch out of that, I wished I could get rid of it. And lately, I just realized that it's just not going to happen after talking to the fish farm and stuff. The only way to truly get it is to dry the pond out and then just restock. But you're good. We have enough cranes here. I mean, the Quivira Wildlife Preserve is just north of us, and that's where 3 million sandhill cranes, they mate and have their babies and do all that stuff. Well, all those cranes just kind of wander out and start getting into your pond, and they mess with your stuff and they spread things, and you may not have any fish in your pond and be isolated, spring fed, nothing within any way fish could get in there, and then all of a sudden you start seeing fish in your pond, and that's because the birds will carry in fertilized eggs, and small fish fry get stuck to them, and they might survive that 3-minute flight from one pond to the next type thing. And but then you get stuff in there that just eats all your bait fish. And not for a couple years, I've been putting 10,000 minnows in there, fatheads, and now we're starting to we got enough structure in there, enough rock in there. The fatheads are actually starting to reproduce. So, hopefully they'll get enough. I mean, it'll take a couple years, but hopefully we can get enough of a population up. And if not, then I might just have to put more fatheads in there. I mean, when you buy 10,000 fathead minnows, it's, a couple $100, but you put them in the pond, it's literally a 5-gallon bucket, just clear full of nothing but minnows, no water. They take it straight from the truck. They dead them out. They dump them in there. They walk it right over, and then they throw them in your pond. And as soon as they do that, the minnows just group up, spread out on top. Some go down, but a lot of them go on the top of the water, go out in big schools, and then the bass start busting the top. The crappie come up. That's a good way to see what you actually have real quick. So, and then for the next, couple months, they're happy, but then, they were eating all the stuff. Well, by now putting all the fathead minnows, they breed on rock. So we put in a bunch of rock, a bunch of concrete, things like that. We never put green sunfish in there, and now we have green sunfish in there that we've been catching because we stuck in a bunch of concrete and what have you. So that gives the green sunfish structure and what have you to hide. So they got carried in somehow. I mean, this pond was built 50 years ago, but it was isolated and nobody fished it, and there was only certain things in it. There was no catfish in there until we put catfish in there 3 years ago. So it's just been a fun experience dealing with the pond. But right now, like I said, we got algae so bad. I went and got me some blue bayou. I'm going to throw that in there, and we'll have a blue pond for a while, and maybe it'll control the algae. I know I'm tying the same jig over and over and over, guys, but I apologize. I got just a few more of them black ones, and then I can get something out to Ernest. Maybe I'll have them by Tuesday if we get them out today. Naomi just sighed. She heard me talking about the post office. I'll make her go do it. I got into an argument with the lady at the post office. They kept locking the handicap door. Talk about a lawsuit. I told the lady I was going to sue her, and I haven't done it yet. But I'm thinking about it real bad. Timmy's here, so now all the dogs are going to go off. Hey, shh. Lily. Quit barking. Come here. All right, there's another one. Hey, shh. Lily. The Chihuahua mix is warning you. Stranger danger, stranger danger. Yeah, I've been watching Stuart a little bit lately. I've been in some of my downtime. He's been on enough. I've been able to catch him lately. So I was watching him. He's been tying mop flies for the last week, if not longer. And I was like, "You're going to tie." I was razzing him about tying the same thing over and over and over. But then he shaved his face, and man, it's so hard to watch. Oh. I'm just teasing Stuart. I seen it growing back. I use it to sand my Rambler down. Fly over to the States. I'll just tease him. I better stop playing. Me and Stuart, we tease each other, so y'all don't get too offended. Yeah, sure. You finally caught one, dude. Can't stay due to boss, but wanted to say hi. Hopefully he heard me. I didn't see it fast enough. Yeah, old Yak Shore, he gotta work during this time, so He gotta be sneaky. That boss gonna catch him. Yeah, don't get fired on my account, bud, or don't get reprimanded on my account. You can always go back and watch mine later. I'd hate for somebody to get fired because they was watching me at work. I'm not that important, people. I appreciate it, but I ain't that important. Man, these feathers, I don't know what the deal is. They're like junk. Don't worry, ain't nobody gonna get none of them because I'm gonna throw them all in the dang trash here in about 2 seconds. All that crap right there. Okay, let's see. What? Get out of there. There you go. There's a nice one. Finish off this one. Well, Gregory should be home here before too long, and if y'all don't know and haven't been in here, we have Gregory show and tell time when he gets back from the thrift store. Basically, we say, "What you got, Gregory?" So, but that'll be whenever he walks in is when we do it. So when he walks in and gets his stuff unpacked. And then we're going to end the live after that because my son Tim is here and we got things to do. So I apologize for not going longer today, but today we will be in our show. All right. I keep picking up these pink feathers from somewhere, and I don't have no pink feathers anywhere. Like little pink fuzz keeps getting on my chenille. All right. So, quick update on the boat. We got a friend that is a member of Facebook group and a subscriber on our channel and stuff, and a friend. He is starting has started his own business wiring boats and teaching the electronics and taking people out and giving them, how to on what to do with all this new stuff that's coming out and us gray hair people have such a hard time with. But also he'll teach you how to launch and unlaunch your boat. Believe it or not, there's people that need those lessons. And but he is going to repair our trolling motor for us. And we made a little deal. So he's going to get her done. It's just got to wait for him to get back from vacation for another week and a half. So he's been on vacation a few days and he's still got a week and a half. So we, when he gets back, we're going to get that to him. And hopefully we get that trolling motor to work and get it back on the water. And if not, we'll have to buy a new one, which I don't know where I'm going to get the money from, but I still got medical bills that I'm trying to pay from the heart attack. I mean, I had insurance, but they don't cover it all. So we'll get it figured out. If not, we'll just take and use the big motor, which I still got to do a few things to the boat. I still, I mean, it's a boat and it's set since 2008. So we got a few of the issues worked out, but it's just not safe enough to stay on the water until we get everything figured out, because I am not going to drown. I'm not going to have Gregory drown, even though it's a pontoon boat. The chances of sinking a pontoon boat is very slim because you got both sides independent of each other, but you never know.
Get some oars.
You have to have oars on the boat, Naomi. It's part of the safety stuff.
No, we'll get some oars and you can oar the boat.
No, you can't. It's hard to oar a pontoon boat, especially if you can't stand. Sit on the front and scoop paddle. My wife's over here saying use paddles or oars. But yeah, well, if my face is, yeah, I know I can make some jigs out of this, huh? It's all discombobulated today, anyways. I didn't wash it this morning. I woke up out of bed and got up. But yeah, the boat. We get the boat finished up. I'm also going to put in 12-volt chargers for your phones. I'm going to get some black lights in case we ever do go night fishing. Um, things like that. I made rod holders, so now we've got 8 rod holders for the boat, and going to make 4 more for the sides. So we got 2 on each corner, basically, of the pontoon. So um, I don't have them installed yet, but they're all made. My boat is gone. So sad. Not really. Not really that it's gone. Yeah, or not really. Oh, I got what you're saying. You're sad it's gone, but then not really because now you don't have the expense. I get you. Yeah, but I paid such a good deal for it. I'm still only half into what the boat's actually worth. So, and I get this trolling motor and all that going and stuff. Heck, who knows? Right now, boats in my area for what I've got, I could sell my pontoon boat for probably $5,000 or $6,000, and that's a lot of money, I think. But that's what that's what the junky ones are going for. If I was really stubborn, and since I have the Garmin electronics and side sonar and what have you, all I got to do is clean up the boat real good, finish painting it, put all the electronics on there, and I could probably get 6,500 for it. So, but I want to use the thing, and then I may sell it later to go upgrade and buy a different boat. Now, I had somebody the other day tell me that my rod holders, whoops, um, hold on a minute, guys. This is the doctor. I apologize for that. If I didn't answer, they'll call back.
Oh, okay.
They don't leave a message.
I just wondered. Okay.
So,
Bye.
anyways.
It'll be a minute. They're going to garage selling now. There's 3 of them.
Oh. They won't be long. 10 more minutes.
You said garage selling.
Yeah, there's 3 garage sales, and they're so I guess they caught a ride with their uncle. They're all gonna run to 3 garage sales real quick. So chances are they'll probably just drive by them, but you never know. Okay, that feather had too big of a quill piece in the middle, or was solid, or whatever you want to call it, wasn't floof. So there. That one's kind of sparse, so we'll have to probably double up another feather, which is fine. Gotta make quality, not quantity. That's what my granddad used to always say. Quality, boy, quality. Don't nobody give a how much you do. They care about how you do. He didn't talk like that, but that's kind of how I remember it. He's kind of a grumpy old man, even though he was like, when he was at the end of his life, he was probably a $110, 110 pounds. Before, most of his life, he was in his 130s, 140s. He wasn't very, very big guy, but he wasn't very tall neither. I think he was like 5'9", 5'10", whatever. But he was he did mechanic work in the Air Force, so he's in the Air Force for a long time. I'm not for sure anymore. I don't even remember how long it was. I'm thinking it was 20 years, but I don't remember. I know it was a long time. Granddad's been dead for 20 years. Grandma's been dead for a few. On my mom, this is on my mom's side. Both my grandparents are dead on my dad's side. or my adopted dad's side, because I'm adopted by my dad. So it's my real mom, but they got together when they was 3, or when I was 3. When they was 3, they got together when I was 3. They've been together ever since. Of course, he's in a nursing home now because he had a stroke, and she just couldn't. She's too old. She couldn't help lift him and do all that stuff. So she still brings, they bring him home for the weekends and stuff like that, but he hates it there. My boots is gone, so sad.
Squeak.
Or my, I was okay. So that's what he said. Okay, I don't see nothing else. All right, so here's another one. Yeah, we got 16 people in here watching. We're just doing our thing. Sorry, just tying pink heads and black body jigs all day, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there we go. All right, how much? This is all them right there. All them right there. That enough? That should be enough. We'll tie a few more just to add in there, right? I'll tie something different. Now we'll tie. I got all these heads poured because, like, I didn't just have Ernest to do. I got a couple others I want to do, but I want to keep in the black with some of this. So we're going to do this. This one here is Avid's color. Avid fisherman in here, if he is still. This is Bigfoot blood. I I had Avid give me a blood sample, checked it for color content, and no, I'm just teasing. We Avid said he needed something that is kind of a ruby color, basically, is what he was after. And this is more of to me, this is a ruby sapphire kind of color because it's got some blue and some purple flake and some silver flake in it, but it's got that candy red that encapsulates all of that. So they're fire. I'm glad he talked me into mixing up that color, and that is a custom mixed color. So they ain't nobody in the world got that color, and I'm not giving out the formula. So I guess if something happens to me, Avid, get a hold of Naomi and tell her that you want the powder paint that is in the mason jar.
Yeah, right.
That's it. That's all I gotta say. You want the powder? It's the only powder paint I have in a mason jar out there on the shelf with the powder paints. You can mail it to Avid if something ever happens to me. She's saying, yeah, right, because she don't want nothing to happen to me. She freaked out when I had the heart attack. I was sitting there dying. And she was like, are you okay? What's wrong with you? You gonna talk to me? I was like, I don't feel good. Give me my phone so I call 911. She couldn't call. She couldn't call 911 because she's like Gregory. She has trouble talking to people she don't know. I don't think she'd have just called it and let it sit there probably. Let them hear what all's going in the background. Yeah, I don't know. I keep saying tomorrow's not promised. Everybody, hug your friends. Don't be that guy. That just ignores everybody. At least make the effort once in a while just to call them and say, hey, what's up? Or at least try to. I'm bad about it. I don't call people. I was supposed to call Billy a long time ago. I ain't never called him. And now I don't know. I don't want to talk about my heart attack except for what I say on here, basically. I don't like it when people try to call me and just want to talk about the heart attack. That's not, it's over with. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I'm continuing to do everything I'm supposed to do. I did put flash on that. So, I mean, I'm good. I'll be all right. Naomi, can you put that dog out?
No. Which one?
The one whining. Oh, she wants. Okay, never mind. I see what she's wanting. She wanting Timmy. All right. You know, fall, the crappie, here's the thing is that water gets stained and dark. You would think that you would want bright, shiny, but it seems like I catch more crappie off of dark jigs in the fall in this dirty stained water. In the spring around here, our water's so clean and clear because, you know, you had winter, no algae, no turnover, that kind of thing. So see, those look so good with the that ruby colored head. I wish it would focus better. I like I said, I had Kelly give me a camera, but that thing won't work without getting some kind of stupid subscription. It literally says cannot, you know, I don't know if it's because I got an Android or whatever, or if I got, well, window, I guess on the computer it got Windows, not an Apple device or whatever. Because it says if you have an Apple device that it don't cost you nothing, but if you have, you know, or I guess a Mac, if you have a Mac, it don't cost you nothing. But since I have Windows, it costs you. So, and I'm not going to pay a subscription for a stupid video cam or a camera for your computer. So I gotta find a good camera. I think I just go to Best Buy and just spend the money and get a good camera because I don't like the fact that y'all see purple. So like, okay, here's blue. See, that looks blue. Now, let me find some purple. I said that, and now I can't find no purple. I had some purple here. Oh, there's purple. And now this is purple. This is purple. I'm talking plum purple. But this camera makes it blue. They look like they're the exact same color, but trust me, they are not. So you're just going to have to trust me. I know it may be hard, but I wouldn't lie to y'all. So I don't know. I really like tying the dark jigs, except for the fact that it's so hard to see the material. But yeah, I think this week we're gonna try to get some fishing done. It's only supposed to be like in the 70s tomorrow, I think. So that'll be nice. I'm tired of the heat. I'm back. I had a phone call asking the night's fishing trip. He actually asked me if I was going fishing tonight. Really? It's like you got to ask Ernest if he's going to go fishing. I'll wake up every morning and I'll go into the phone booth and start looking at the phone in the morning. And Ernest, he's posting pictures of big fish, man. Y'all don't got him. Go watch him. Old River Rat 3030. He tearing them up. He got a good spot, man. I'm telling you. I just wish we lived out there with y'all's way as far as the fishing wise. You know, the deep water, the big rivers, all that kind of stuff. But I couldn't stand y'all's y'all's freaking no wind, no airflow. I mean, y'all may say, "Oh, well, we got wind, we got airflow." I was out there. They was talking about it's a nice breeze. I'm like, where? I mean, I live where wind flow. I mean, a good breezy day for us, 50-mile-an-hour winds, steady all day long. I mean, if it's 20-mile-an-hour winds, we're like, oh yeah, we go out on the lake. If it's 20-mile-an-hour winds, all y'all up there. Oh no, I guess we're just used to the wind. The windiest place in the United States is actually in Kansas. The most sustained. A lot of people think it would be like New Mexico or someplace like that, but it's not. It's part of Kansas. When your average winds in Kansas are 30 mile an hour on any given day during the spring, and during the winter, your average daily wind is 20 to 30 mile an hour. So, you know, a little bit less, but bad thing is you get into times where it may be 12 degrees outside, 50 mile an hour winds all day long, and then the next day it'll be 60 with 3 mile an hour winds. Then the following day, the winds will pick back up. It'll be 80 degrees and 45 mile an hour sustained winds with gusts up to 60 blowing semis over. Been fishing there his whole life. Yeah, Oklahoma's pretty bad as far as the wind, but we're only 30 miles from Oklahoma, ain't we, Timmy? 40? Yeah, we're almost 40 miles from Oklahoma, so. But where the windiest part of where they say the windiest is at in Kansas is like 10 miles from Oklahoma, so. But also, people don't think we get that hot, and we get into the 100 and teens. So, I mean, this year we've been pretty lucky, and most of our 100 temperatures were like 108 to 112. So, our high hot days. But we've been, I mean, I remember 120 just a couple years ago. It was 120 here. Like nobody went outside that day. They had heat advisories everywhere, you know, that all that kind of stuff. Now I know that like Arizona, they have a lot of 100+ degree. Like right now, they've had over 100 days over 100. So I have people that I know down there. They've just been dying of heat, and a lot of them just have swamp coolers. Well, they're not. Some of them. I know one guy put in air conditioning this year. Cost him a pretty penny, almost 20 grand. We put in air conditioning and heat the beginning of last year. I don't remember. It's been about a year and a half, 2 years maybe. We put in a whole new central heat and air, and it cost $12,000 almost. I thought that was redonkulous. The Incredible Bulk. How you doing? Welcome in. I just ain't been, really paying attention to the chat, trying to get some jigs pumped out here real quick while we're waiting on Gregory. And see, now there's one with the black head. Those look good too. Well, they must have stopped at that garage sale because it's been 15 minutes or so. Come on, Gregory, before everybody got to go back to work. Any fan likes watching Gregory, but sometimes he misses him because he's got to catch him on break. I'm sure a lot of you like watching Gregory doing this show and tell. I appreciate that too. He really enjoys it. It makes him feel good that y'all are care. And now it's funny he went from YouTuber this to YouTuber that to now my friend this, my friend that. So I appreciate y'all giving some love to Gregory. He's a good boy for the most part. Sometimes Gregory get pretty ornery. And you got to rein him back in. Had him tell me here this last week I'm not gonna mow yard. I said, well, what are you gonna do? He said, I'm gonna play video games. I said, well, I could go pick up all your video games. I told him before I was gonna run him over. It's been a few years back. I said I was gonna run him over. I think he was high school age. I threaten him all the time. I'm gonna turn off the internet. Gregory, you need to get this done. I'm gonna turn off the internet. He'll have a cow. Like, my games. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to be your dad no more. I want to be your friend. But you got to do your part. Can't just sit around and watch everybody else do stuff. Got crickets cleaned, fed, watered, unloaded driftwood, cleaned out minnow tanks. Can't hardly read that. Dolly the parrot is screaming at you, talking. Well, hey, Dolly. Hi, Dolly. Does she say hi back? All right, check that one out. Like I said, dark jigs work really well. So we're just playing around, tying some stuff up. Here, let's do disco green head. And I know they've all been dark jigs. Like I said, I just bear with me. Next week we'll do some bright stuff. All right. These ones are these are a 16th on a size 4 hook, so these are pretty small jigs. You only want to stick that out about a quarter or 3/8 of an inch behind it. And these are nice wintertime jigs. This is about as big as I use during the winter at most places. So the smaller ones work better, I think, during the wintertime. Oh, I heard car doors, and now the dogs hear them. I think it'll be about show and tell time for Gregory here in a minute. Okay, I'm not going to put no flash on there because it has the disco head.
Okay. What are we going to do with that?
Going!
Yay! I did get a picture from my house. Are you busy, Jason? I got a contract from my house. We're running the truck over. Just take it in and sit in the living room, that's it. Bring it down.
Yeah, just take my truck. Brother-in-law just walked in and bought a chair from the thrift store. So now he needs it picked up, and the dog's going nuts because the dog don't like him. Yeah. Hey! Shh.
It's a good dog now.
Shh. That was loud. Sorry, guys. Shh. That little dog's nuts. All right, so while Gregory's getting his stuff unpacked and ready to show you. Yeah, that'd be perfect size for watermelon and stuff. So we'll show you this jig here real quick. So there, look at that. See that disco green? That turns out nice. Greg, go. Go. Oh, come here real quick, Gregory. Do your show and tell. Hurry up so you can go do that chair. And then we can, you're wanting Greg, he's wanting Gregory. So we're going to do Gregory show and tell time. Come here, Greg. Ah, madness. Madness. Hey, just bring them over here. All right, everybody. This is Gregory. And this is what he got at the thrift store today. So, what'd you get, Gregory? You got you some, whoops, it went out of focus.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, focus, camera, focus. There it goes. Got you some toy tanks. Yep, made of pot metal. You got you a Plano box for some big old spinners. Then get your jacket. Oh, you got this. Yeah, you got a big old storage container for watermelon after we cut one up. Problem is you got to use 2 containers when you cut up a watermelon or a big bag. Daly is screaming. Well, I'm sorry about all that noise, guys, but check this out. Nice leather jacket
How
for
much?
Gregory. Got a Corvette on there.
How much?
Woo-hoo. Chevrolet Camaro, baby.
What? $1.
Great. $1 for that jacket. That jacket is probably well worth more than $1.
Go
So,
get your brother. He
all
needs
right.
help.
Well, that was show and tell time. Gregory's got to run. He's got to go. He's got to go be with his brother for a minute to get that chair. Hurry up! The truck's starting. You're wasting my gas. That's 93 octane, buddy.
Yeah, but the question
It's
is,
not that
we
expensive,
have to
man.
put this in the greenhouse and-
Sorry it was so frantic, guys. Sorry it was so hectic. Sorry the dogs were barking. Sorry that Dolly the parrot was going nuts. It was chaotic for a minute. And that's the way the house almost always is. That's why I started doing the jig tying on Friday morning when they go to the thrift store, because it's quiet. And then when they come home, it's just like, ah! But anyways, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great day. As soon as they get back from unloading this chair and taking it, or getting the chair from the thrift store and taking it up to my brother-in-law's, we're going to load the fishing pole. We're going to take off and head to the lake. Where we're going, we do not have service, and I apologize for that. The 4 main fishing spots I really like, only three of them do not have service. Only one does. And, you know, we haven't been to the one that does have service for quite a while because it's so low. So with that being said, me and Gregory and the rest of the Lemon family greatly appreciate y'all's interest in the channel. We want to, now that I'm recovering from the heart attack, I will be back every single Friday. And unless something comes up, you know, I mean, things happen in life. So we're going to try to get more fishing videos done. I have a friend that started his own electronics or marine electronics business where he teaches and does all that stuff, and he's going to hook us up and fix our trolling motor for us, and then we'll be able to get back on with the trolling motor, and I will get the big motor fixed here real quick. It runs great. It just all forward gears because I never fixed it yet from getting that control unit or the control box, shifter box, whatever you can call it, and the 2 cables. So I've been watching some YouTube videos because the dude took it completely apart. So I got to put the control box completely back together. I mean, like he took all the parts apart. So took the cables out and everything else, but he had to get it out of his bass boat. So, but anyways, guys, like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I will do my best to keep my health so we can remain friends and y'all can continue to look at my ugly face and, you know, just tie jigs with me, you know, hang out with us, do our thing. So remember, go tie something. Y'all be blessed. I'm out of here.